Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we read the Fold M7s that we've been picking up from the various NFT locations, and we discovered a good deal about some of the research projects that NFT was working on. In particular, their desire to grow new plant life and use geothermal vents, as well as a few other things which have occurred here. We also got a look into what it was like briefly for at least one task and the thoughts of P. Bridges, the gentleman whose arm we are using to get into these facilities. I mentioned last episode that I wanted to go down here, which is where I believe the Lumerian Health Facility is, because we're going to need to visit there at some point. However, I'm thinking that first, I would like to know where the ferryman is. So we're going to go and say hello to Yahota and see where she says he is. And then, assuming he's at either the mutants or the pirates, we will visit him. Now, a heads up that I did not attack the pirates full out. I didn't wipe them out. And I did not attack the mutants with Garrett. I do not know if the ferryman is going to be friendly to us if we've wiped out, effectively, two of the people, groups, organizations that he trades with. Yahota scans the dim horizon, occasionally looking through her scope when details require closer examination. Ever seen a sea serpent eating a bat? The bat was flying low, then boom, gone. Okay, so I'm interested in enemy activity. Pirates are savages. Pirates? Not much activity over at the pirate base. Their patrols are becoming rather sparse as well. And the natives? Still lots of activity. There's lots of them there. Something else, Yahota. Can you see the ferryman anywhere? He nods. He's docked at the pier on the southern side of the Beauty Island. He follows a fairly consistent route, visiting the Beauty Island and the pirate base before going north again. Alright, I'll leave you to your duty. Perfect. He's where I was hoping he would be. The reason I want to visit him is because I want his radio frequency, which I believe we can probably get from him by meeting him the second time. He might have something interesting to trade, and I think this episode will just explore some more. I know a location where we might be able to fish up some more ghost faces, and if that's the case, maybe we could also get some shrimp from that location. Alright, let's head out. So, what can we talk about, everyone, while we're out here and adventuring? I don't want to talk about the virus that shall not be named, because, well, I just don't really want to do that in this game. I guess I can talk about how things are going in the meantime with me here, sitting all alone in my house. So, it's going pretty well. I thankfully prepared for the eventuality of the pandemic back in February. I began buying things and so on to deal with it. And so I was not caught unawares. I had, for example, plenty of toilet paper, which apparently is a thing you need for pandemics. How crazy is that? Gabriel, do you read me? This is Oldfield, over. I read you, Professor. Go ahead, over. I need to speak to you in private. It's important. Please see me in my tent as soon as you're able to, over. Roger that, Professor. See you soon. Out. Oldfield out. The ferryman speaks through the smoke. I see you've started opening them. I do. The lighthouse. Its luminescence. Captivating, ain't it? It is. So, what's inside? Death. What else? He shakes his head. Yes, they're tombs all right. But tombs have treasure. What's inside? I could tell you if that'll make you a bit more talkative. There's only one way to find out. One way to find out, kid. A lot of interesting things, if you must know. Things the world could benefit from. Really. Like what? Technology. Technology. You think more technology is gonna help this world, huh? Typical. Typical. He stares into the sea, appearing as though he's looking straight through the surface. Descent. Takes a long draw, blows smoke, and continues without looking at you. So what do you want this time? What do you do with the more interesting things you find, like artifacts or various other oddities? Are you willing to trade them too? I do find things of greater value that is inexpressible through mere coinage, mere quantity. Why are you interested in such things? I like collecting interesting things. Collecting is qualitative, hoarding is compulsory and quantitative. And in our perception, the line between the two is often blurry. I do not collect these relics I find. I pass them on. He puffs smoke. There is no other way but to pass them on, kid. I do, however, make sure to give them to someone who will be enriched by it. If even just a little. Enriched in the real sense of the word. Very well. I will show you some of the things I found. The price I asked for them does not reflect their qualitative value, mind you, for that would be pointless. No, I'm merely covering my expenses. So now he will sell you oddity items if you're interested in them on occasion. I do not see. That looks amazing. Oh, he's selling you. So here's two right here. He's selling a glass float and an anchor pendant. This is worth 2 oddity points. This is also worth 2 oddity points. I don't know if these are the only 2 that he sells, but there they are. I never noticed this before. That's interesting. Double barrel shotgun. An old world double barrel shotgun that can fire from each barrel separately or together. Some of the materials from which the gun is made feel like nothing you've encountered before. I wonder if this is from a little bit of spoilers because of where, given the history of this location, I wonder if this is from like the Doom series. This is a Doom double barrel shotgun. Okay, and now he's selling some greater siphoner leather. I don't see anything I'm interested in, but to be fair, I don't think I was interested in purchasing anything from him anyway. With the possible exception of some repair kits, and I don't really need them either. How's my armor holding up? These are good. Bandages. I don't need more of them either. Okay, looks like I'm fine. I don't really need anything he's selling. I guess we could maybe purchase one big battery. Let's talk to him again. So, do you have some kind of two-way radio on the boat? Yes. Mind giving me the frequency in case I need to contact you about something? Yes, I mind. Is there some other way I can communicate with you? I don't want anyone bothering me. Okay. He puffs smoke. I'd like to know more about some of the factions here. Then ask. I'm interested in learning more about the natives. The Sormirbrian. He puffs smoke. Who are they? They are the Sobrilian, the Serpent-born. They are a tribe of proud, strong warriors, intolerant of weakness and fear, and outsiders in what they represent. These serpent-filled waters they deem sacred, and they'll punish everyone unworthy of entering them by spilling their guts for the very same serpents to feast on. Or worse. Where did they come from? We all come from the same place, kid. The same place. But here, in this cavern, they precede you and me. Perhaps even the muty community, for all I know. They could have been here since even before those who built these now ruined structures around us. The lives they lead, the values they hold, the things they believe in. It kept them in this place for a long time, that I'm sure of. But they strive towards the deep, murky waters. They strive. So they want to go back beneath the sea. Who are they? Oh, we already asked that. What territory do they control? The entire northern part of the sea, land and water, from the pools to the east to the sands to the west. He puffs smoke. Many villages, many Sobrian, many. But they rarely move south past the sea's midline. They do so only in the direst of times, like during great floods or to fight off invaders like the expedition. That's the reason the pirates and muties are able to live so close by. Occasional serpent-born outcasts sail south too. They gotta, but they never leave the Black Sea, instead roaming till the Hell's Gut finally swallows them. Can you tell me about their way of life? They lead simple, primitive lives, focus on things that, to them, matter the most. They hunt, they grow livestock, hone their skills and crafts, practice their beliefs, and defend what is theirs. They're in tune with their environment, and even though high technology surrounds them from their birth till their death, they do not employ it. It is as though they recognize these ruins as monuments of decadence. Whatever the reason may be, kid, one thing is certain. Everything they do emerges from and is guided by their worship of the serpent, Flotsomar. Let's talk about another faction. Fine. What's your opinion on Aegis Incorporated? He shakes his head. You dislike them? I dislike them. I dislike them for their arrogance, but I also pity them, kid. I pity the fools. I do. He puffs smoke. In some ways, me and them, we're alike. We both want something from the Black Sea. But the difference is I know what to leave be. I know my place. They don't. Tell me about the pirates. The Grim Jetters. What's your relationship with them? They don't bother me, except for occasional fools that can improve something. But those I deal with easily. I often come to Port Cito to trade things I find for the things I need. Beyond that, little. What can you tell me about them? The Black Sea has been refuge for generations upon generation of pirate crews. They come with the flow and disappear with the ebb, leaving but a few stragglers to wait for their next flow. The Grim Jetters are by far the largest, most successful crew yet, but when will their ebb come? I've seen many crews in my lifetime, yet nothing has changed. Something else. Fine. Where are you headed to next? I'll be hitting Port Cito first, and after that, probably the northeastern waters. That's the plan. He blows some smoke. There you have it. This crane of yours. What about it? He lowers his head. I'm guessing you're using it for scavenging stuff out of the sea, right? And, generally, lifting stuff in and out of the boat. What's the heaviest thing it can lift? You got something in mind, kid? No, just asking. The crane is definitely overpowered for this boat, but as I don't have enough counterweight to use it to its full potential... as I don't have any... Oh, sorry, I might be screaming. As I don't have enough counterweight to use it to its full potential. Regardless of that, lifting a... Let's say... He looks at the crane and slightly tilts his head from left to right a couple of times. 10 to 15 ton load is generally safe if it's done close to the boat. What's the heaviest the crane can lift? Oh, he says the same thing. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. He puffs smoke. Can you mark for me the locations you frequently visit on this device? He looks at the navcom as if you handed him a dead rat. What do I do? You go here, then just mark a couple of locations, and then a short description so I know what's next. What's what? He squints, holding the navcom at arm's length, and then starts tapping the screen. Muties, Port Cito, Northwest Waters, Geyser Village. He shows you the display. That it? Nod. You don't like these things, do you? Shakes his head. My eyes and screens don't really get along, kid. Haven't for a long time. But despite that, I just don't like them. can I ask you a few personal questions? He looks at you, moves his pipe from one end of his mouth to the other, and speaks. You really want to know more about me? I think that's apparent. One question. You got one question. What can you tell me about your boat? The boat's older than I am. In fact, it's so old it's been modified so many times one can hardly think of it as being the same boat. Yet somehow, in essence, it is still the same one. It had, for instance, an internal combustion engine, diesel-powered, before it was converted to electric. 2,500 kilowatts of power, like that of a tugboat. It's got its share of problems due to its age. Looks at the crane. But the crane never failed me. No matter the depth, no matter the weight, it retrieves. He takes a long draw from his pipe, holding it with his right hand before unleashing a curtain of smoke. It retrieves. Thank you, ferryman. Do you have any spare tobacco or cigarettes or cigars? Tobacco is hard to come by down here in the south. Much too few hydroponic farms down here. The few sources I have are irregular, to say the least. I got nothing to spare, kid. He blows the smoke upwards and takes a deep, calm breath. Let's ask about that radio again. Yes. Mind giving me the frequency in case I need to contact you about something? Yes, I mind. Why not? I don't want anyone bothering me. Okay, so we can't get that. Alright, I'm off. See you some other time. He nods. Alright, I was hoping for that radio frequency. I guess we must have to find something first. I forgot I even had these here until right now. We'll just leave this stuff here. I don't need it. Okay. Well. I guess we'll do some Oh, the professor wanted to see us. Oh. We'll go north first. I want to explore 2 or 3 more squares up in this direction. Because there's some fishing I think we can do up here. Okay, so I would really love to be able to get that shrimp. Oh, this is why I get so many screenshots. The button to decrease the game speed. I have that set to my take screenshot for Fraps. Fraps is the video recording software I use for my games. I still need to move over to something. I don't know if better is the proper word, but I need something different. So not much I've gathered there. So we have a way we can go that direction. Guess we might as well take more of the mushrooms. It occurred to me I probably should have tried to make some other types of caltrops with this stuff. Oh, hello. We have some rocks here, too. Bring any dynamite with me? I did not. Oh, wow. I still have... Oh, where did this crap come from? Okay. Hello. Message in a bottle. An old cheesy love letter vomited out by the Black Sea. I guess we'll break the rocks. I think there's more mushrooms back here. I'm surprised this isn't a hermit crab. Cave ears and a pool. The water is clear. You can distinctly see several large underwater passages branching out in various directions, and because of the way the glowing algae illuminate their entrances, it almost appears as if these natural lights were deliberately placed there. Additionally, by observing the fast-moving particles disappearing into one of the passages, it's plain to see that there is a strong current carrying them. I don't think I clicked on that last time. I also am not brave enough to go in there. That seems like I would drown in my metal armor. And this is the type of game that I believe would let me do that and kill myself if I wanted to. But I guess it would be also instantaneous. So, I'm here for these pools, I think. Okay, siphoner. Dead! Okay, let's take away its ability to dodge. Or not! Can we super slam it? Dead anyway. All the 86. Tongue. And I think this is not quite the place where I had gotten the ghost fish. Still obviously fish here though. Anglerfish. Come on, I need a shrimp. Nice, 2 anglerfish. Get those. We will search all the pools. A dead pirate. Let's try this one. Sorry about this, everyone, but I really want the fish. It'd be nice to complete that quest before I go, the giant hatchet fish, before I go down to the deep caverns. Just one. Ah, darn you. I hate you, fishing rod. It got away. We get one more attempt. Another anglerfish. Lots of anglerfish in this place. I like it. Never really did too much fishing with Garrett when I was here because Garrett didn't have much. In fact, I don't think he had any biology. He might have had some passive bonus from chemistry, but that would have been it. Not enough to make any drugs. And or the only thing he probably would have been able to make would have been normal health hypos anyway. Looking for a shrimp. Black dragon. Lots of difficult to find fish in here. We might find a shrimp in here somewhere. Red-lipped batfish. Not a shrimp. Can I just kill you? Yes, I can. We'll take your bits. So I guess what we'll do is we will just do this. We'll fish for a little bit longer. And once I'm done exploring this grotto, you will double back to see the professor. Or not. Okay. Oh, darn it! I hate that. Take another lake poppy. We do not. We have agility 6, but not 7. I don't have any. I don't have. Well, I do have. I have the combat drugs, but I don't want to use one of them. They're too difficult to make that jump. If I had some hopper steak, I'd make the attempt. All my coins are in a different room at the moment. I'll just have to take a coin out of the jar and put it into the jar, and just mental note, after you're done with him, add $1 to that. Okay, so we can't hit the creature. We'll run this way. So, I've been playing Pool of Radiance, everyone. And for the love of God, I don't know why. I think because I wanted to play an old school, for nostalgic reasons. I wanted to play like a team, well, I wanted to play Pool of Radiance. I guess there is no other way to say it. And, oh my god, what a horrible game that is. Oh, it's so bad. I remember it being a lot different than what it is. But yet I don't. What I'm trying to get at. I have fond memories of that game, but playing it always reminds me how terrible the Gold Box series was. The story is very poor. There's lots of control issues, balance issues with everything about the game. Graphically, it's terrible. The sound was awful. There's no music. On a scale of 1 to 20, with my rating system I've come up with, I give it a 3. It's god-awful, and I can't recommend anyone ever play it. And yet, I played it today for a little while, trying to see if I could enjoy the game. So many misses. My characters have a THAC0 of like 15. I'm attacking things which have an armor class of 8, which means that I need a 6 to hit them. Is that right? 15, 8, 5. And they'll miss. Everyone will miss several times in a row. It's so frustrating. And then the enemy, level like 1 hit die creatures, they hit my characters to have like a -1 armor class like several times in a row, constantly hitting them. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I am ready to throw a hammer through one of my walls of my house. I know I shouldn't do that. And we're getting every single fish imaginable in this place except for a shrimp. Except for a shrimp. Crap. Okay, we just want to kill the greater siphoner. Oh, we didn't. We did. Oh, I should have pummeled. Pummel's free, Tim. Overburdened yet? No, we're not. We're getting close, though. Graphically, the game is... okay, so first off, the game was made when? Like in 1986 or so? 1987? Maybe 1988? So it was made ages ago. That's okay, alright? I can understand that. But I've played far better looking games back then, too. Like, I can think of, like, Summer Games or Legacy of the Ancients, like Black Silver, were beautiful, and those, well, not beautiful, but they were good. They were good looking for the time, better than Pool of Radiance was, by far, I think. And the user interface for those was far better as well. It's just, God, it's so bad. The graphics of that game are so bad. The sound effects are terrible. There's no music in the game. The sound effects are like just beeps. From your computer, or sound effects of that sort. Give us a shrimp, game. It's the only fish I need. It's why I'm here. Give me the fish. The shrimp, not the fish. I'm getting lots of fish. Eels and fish. Oh, let's search the pirates, I guess, while we're here too. Oh, hello. We get to go first. Can we kill you? Friend. I'm not even recharging the hammer. I'll charge it when we leave. Shotgun's always useful. That would be worth something, but we're overburdened, so I don't really care about that. Actually, we could use some more food, so we'll have our pentapus. Right, so balance-wise, oh my god, the game... Level 1 characters in 2nd edition D&D were terrible. Whenever I DM'd for my friends, when we started, I always started all of the heroes at level 3. Because at that point, you get some decent stuff. If you're fighter classes or thieves classes, your numbers are a little higher. Plus, you could survive a little better because you have more hit points. But I also made my own character classes. I threw all of those 2nd edition character classes away into the trash because I really disliked how they were balanced. And the game features such wonderful things like level draining. Yeah, there was something that was absolutely nightmarish to both keep track of if you were a dungeon master, and to deal with if you were a player. Why would you design such a miserable idea as a level drain? Basically, if you don't know what level drain is, a creature hits you, like a specter or a wraith or generally it's some type of undead. And what it does is it robs you of a full level of experience points. And depending upon the game you played, that could normally take, like, that could be days worth or a week's worth of playing D&D to be robbed of that experience points, especially if you're a higher level character. The only way to get it back would be to use something called a restoration, I believe, a 6th or 7th level cleric spell, which would restore you to the levels you lost, but not give you back any of the experience points. So for example, if we got hit with Gabriel would be lowered to level, let's say, 25. He'd be lowered to, all his experience would be gone. Like, he'd lose this 3,692 experience into his current level. He'd be reduced to level 25 without any experience points earned toward that level. So he'd have to earn all the experience points again for that level to level up. And then he'd also have to gain all the experience points to level up to the next level again. If we were this close to level 27 and we got hit, we get down to level 25, and we lose all of this bar, plus all the bar from level 25. It was miserable, absolutely god-awful, and I hated it. I never subjugated any of my players to that garbage. Instead, my undead would temporarily drain your stats, lowering your strength or dexterity or constitution when I was a DM for the game. They would make the battles tougher. It would still make the creatures more dangerous, and the stat penalty would be lowered for, like, depending upon the strength of the creature. A wraith or specter might lower your statistic for like a week. With every hit it would hit you with. Whereas a shadow might lower it for just a few hours, for example, until you recover from it. My players love that idea so much better than experience drain. Jesus Christ. I was never a fan of the experience point system in that in second edition anyway, even though I love second edition for the die rolling aspect and some of the items and so on. I disliked the you got 1 experience points for each gold piece you found. That seems so freaking weird. Because now as a DM you had to balance how much money you gave all the players. It's just so strange. And the amount of experience points you got from creatures didn't seem to really match the amount of effort some of them took to kill. Hey, where's the professor? He's not in his tent. He said tent, right? Let's go back and see if he's downstairs. What else was there for the game that I absolutely loathe? I've talked briefly about the hit chances. It's just terrible. Often your 6 characters are squared off against a significantly larger force of enemies. We're talking like 30 things. And all these things are, for the most part, lower level, and they'll hit you far more often than you will hit them, and you have to wait until every single one of them takes their turn before you get to go on your initiative order, and it's so frustrating. The AoEs for some spells like Fireball, you don't know what it's going to affect unless you have to point at the screen and count spaces away from creatures. Some spells, when you drop the AoE, like a choking, stinking cloud, there it is, it always spawns the cloud where your cursor is, at the position you target, with the upper left-hand corner of the spell. This means that it has less range when you cast it to the left than the right. It's terrible. It's a terrible game. The writing is so bad too. Oh, the writing, it's so bad. I think it was written because they must have known kids were going to play the game, like me, because I liked it when I was a kid, but playing it now, I'm like, oh, this is just god awful. Definitely not the equivalent of Planescape Torment or Tides of Numeria or Disco Elysium or any other really well-written narrative type game. It's just, it's horrible. I can't stand it. I should record it. That's what I should do. You guys will love it. Actually, I think I have recorded a little bit of Pool of Radiance. I think Chris and I were playing that game several years ago. Alright, anyway, I'm getting distracted. Gabriel, you are here. What do you want to talk to me about, Professor? Well, first and foremost, I have to admit that I am, how should I express myself, overjoyed with how you've performed so far. This is no hyperbole, or hyperbole, however you say that word. What you've done for this expedition in such a short period of time is nothing short of incredible. Thank you, Professor. Much obliged. You're welcome. Now let us move to a more pressing subject. I need to speak to you about the expedition. Didn't we already have that conversation? We did, but there are things you haven't been told yet. Important things. Classified things. The reason we are having this talk in private and not over the Navcom is that we simply cannot risk what I'm about to tell you being overheard by the wrong ears. I understand, Professor. Top secret. I had no doubt you would. Only Chief Briggs and I know this. So in case something dire happens to me, you can freely speak to him. Take a sip of water from a plastic bottle before proceeding. I'm really thirsty. I'm gonna go get some water right after this. So far, you've been searching through the Lemurian facility somewhat blindly, relying on the little data we could offer and the things you discovered yourself. Everything you've unearthed so far has been of great value, but there is something of the greatest value here. There is a primary goal of this expedition, and now you're going to hear it. I'm all ears. I will start at the beginning. 2 years ago, I acquired a document, an old world document, signed by Albert Sir, Director of Frontier Research Department at New Frontier Technologies. The document was heavily damaged, but still contained priceless information. The old world was on its deathbed, rapidly becoming less and less capable of supporting life. Each of the supercorporations were seeking their own ways to survive, and this document described NFT's solution to the problem at hand. 4 distinct artificial habitats were to be established, large enough to support thousands, if not millions of people. 2 of those I could learn nothing about because of the damage the document had suffered, but the information regarding the other 2 had luckily been spared. One of those habitats is this cavern, this sea. Its name was unknown to me then, but now I know it, Lumeria. While the other one is called Horizon. Horizon. What is Horizon? Well, the original meaning of the word horizon is where the surface and the sky meet, whereas now we mostly use it to mean a limit, to knowledge, to understanding. You see, on the surface, there is an unimaginable amount of space above the ground, just vast, illuminated emptiness as far as the eye can see, and one doesn't even have to lift his head in most cases. He smiles, eyes gleaming. This space used to be called the sky. Somewhere, at some point, where the surface meets the sky, lies Horizon. The document did not contain its location, but it did offer a clue to reaching it. It mentioned large transportation machines, mobile habitats that can reach the remotest parts of the surface. After all, the goal of NFT's project was to eventually reunite the people of the 4 habitats which were built far apart. There is no information on how these machines work exactly, but they have been linked to something called the ACONR, or Acorn, as its name appears to be pronounced. This Acorn, whatever it is, an actual mobile habitat or merely a part of it or its key, is implied to be of paramount importance to reaching Horizon, the remotest of all 4 habitats, and perhaps to reaching the other 2 remaining. And the Acorn, it is here in Lumeria. I am no fool. Horizon might not exist, or even if it did, it might have suffered the same fate as Lumeria. But Lumeria is real, and perhaps these machines are as well. If we can acquire one, maybe we can go beyond our horizons and establish a new, better world. That is fascinating, isn't it? I was going to say cool. I hope you understand why this must be held in utmost secrecy. If any of the local factions knew what lies here, they might become motivated to compete with us. We are strangers here, and we are cut off in an invulnerable position. We would never win against the likes of Core City Oligarchy, for instance. You now know what your primary goal is. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure they always are. Regarding your actual missions, we have two new locations we'd like you to investigate. The Lotaeri Health Center and the Joint Security Headquarters. Coordinates F2 and I-1, respectively. The former is deep in pirate territory, the later in savage territory. What do you know about these places? Not much besides the obvious, I'm afraid. It'll be up to you to enlighten us. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Gabriel. Best of luck, and keep in mind what we discussed here. Oh, and I almost forgot. The evacuation tunnels in Ark Island Keep are now open. No sec troopers have been sent in yet to investigate them. You could be the first, if you so wish. Got it, Professor. Time to get going now. Farewell, Gabriel. Now, we have already explored those tunnels, cleared them out of everything, and got to that one library where we destroyed the 2 Naga, I believe, that were activated. That was fun. And we got pulverized. We were able to win the second time around, but overestimated my capabilities there. All right, let's go and talk to the 2 merchants. Actually, I don't think I have anything to sell them. I don't. We basically all we picked up was creature bits. So let's deliver the creature bits to our home. And then we'll go back out to that one grotto again. So, I'm now going to spoil some more things for you guys. If you've seen the ending of this game, great, then you already know what's going to happen, especially if you've seen Expedition. If you do not, skip ahead like 5 minutes or so, but here we go. So that eggcorn the professor was talking about, it is here somewhere. And we apparently will have the option to... That's a walking fish and not a shrimp. We will have the option to give it to one of the groups. We can give it... I think, for example, we could have given it to the pirates. We could give it to the Protectorate. We could give it to the Oligarch, I believe, that we're working for. We could give it to Aegis Incorporated. I don't know who we should give it to. Who would it make the most sense to give it to with Gabriel? I'm not sure. Gabriel hasn't done any work yet for the Protectorate. And so I don't think we know if that organization is good or not yet. I do not think Gabriel cares very much about money, so I do not see us giving it to Cortec. Aegis Incorporated are the people hiring us. It would make sense to give it to maybe Aegis Incorporated. What about if we give it to, say, Oculus? Would it make sense to give it to them? We haven't done any work for Oculus yet, so we still don't really know if they're good or not, or what they would do with Oculus. What they would do with the Acorn. So here's what I'm thinking we will do. I think that... I should take some of this. I think it would make sense for us, after this episode, to do some work in Core City again. Or rather, this area of Underrail for a little while. Basically, we'll take a break. We'll take a break from doing expedition content, and we will instead maybe work for the Protectorate and explore Upper Underrail. Then we'll go back and do some more work in expedition. Then we'll come up here and do some work for Oculus, for example. This way we get an idea as to what these different organizations are like. And I'm here because of that shotgun. Let's see. Nice. So, sorry, alphabet. Oscar, you Have inventory replenished. We can get all your cash. That is perfect. That also means Garcia has her stuff. Did I do anything else off screen? I think I did do something. I don't know if I showed you guys it already, though. 1 second. I'm going to put this here. Put those there. Garcia, Tim. Garcia has her stuff back, so why don't you take some bullets? Garcia, I'm here to trade bullets for cash. Do you have a advanced repair kit? I get one of those and one of these. Perfect. Repair this stuff. Yeah, so I'm not sure which group we should work for, everyone. So why don't you let me know in the comment section down below? And I'll go ahead and do whatever gets the most votes. As for what the acorn is, I guess I can tell you, I guess I can spoil this as well. The acorn is a device of some sort. I remember it being described as something like a suitcase. Or something, it's similar to that. It's not an actual place. It's something that I think can make a place. So I don't know too much more about it. And I didn't figure out how it was used. And with Garrett, I didn't realize we could sell it to anyone else, or I would have done so. I turned it in immediately to Aegis Incorporated, rather than hold on to it. Is that it? I think we'll visit one more location. That'll be the Dude's Cave. Talk to you, dude, because I want some juice. Worth it. It's been a while since I showed you how much money we've accumulated, hasn't it? Let's do that really quick, too. So I have 8,525 charons at the moment. I think an episode or two ago, I had purchased a better stabilizer for our jet ski. So I will show you that. Then we'll put some caltrops out on the beach, and then we'll go back up and do some more fishing at that one grotto and explore a little more. So first, the beach. Just want to make sure I've covered this place with caltrops. Even if some of the serpentborn are immune to the poison, it's still useful. And I will put some down here as well, I think. I want this place covered with caltrops. Every inch of it. I don't want any of them being able to rush us very quickly. Okay, perfect. That looks like any beach should look like if you're expecting the enemy to attack you there. How much hacking do I have now, by the way? 100 effective. One more level. And then I think we'll repair the statue. I think that sounds like a plan. Alright, so back to the grotto that we had just left. Oh, can I don't think I can look at the jet ski here. Alright, let's go north. Actually, let's not. And that's west anyway. We are going north. So I apologize for the slight delay, or rather the big delay in videos. I was uploading 2 videos a day. That has stopped. Why has it stopped? I think between the prepping for the eventual pandemic response, which is what happened, slowed me down somewhat significantly because I was busy trying to get ready and organize things and so on. And my desire to listen to different people talk about it. In particular, I listened to a lot of folks, but in the end, there's only two that I like listening to when it comes to this stuff. And that would be Dr. John Campbell and Medcram are the two YouTube channels that I listen to when it comes to giving me news about the virus. I'm sorry, we should talk about this for too long, and we won't. But really quickly, I picked, where is it? This up. XG Stormcloud, plus 12% stability. We had, I think, 4% here originally. This was horrifically expensive, like 3,000 charons, but there it is. And that helps my accuracy somewhat, I think. I don't know if I showed that before. All right, now that I'm here, I'm going to charge you if I can. So I was listening to them talk about it, and I began originally back in February. I was listening to quite a few people talk about, trying to get some idea of how much to worry or what different people thought about it and so on. I still listen to that. I still listen to folks, although I disagree with them quite intensely. Some of them, at least, with how doomish some of them are, or not, depending upon the person. Some people who say it was just a flu. Or some people who are all like, it's going to kill all of us. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not going to do either of those things. So, anyway, but that distracted me greatly from doing any recording. So I will hopefully, by next week being April 20th, I'm hoping to begin getting 2 videos uploaded a day again. Oh, something else that's delaying me is that my family and friends want to definitely hear from me now. Okay, hold on. This is the place this place will have 3 greater ciphers in it. I think we'll be okay. Don't miss, Gabriel. 1 dead. Perfect. Can we kill another? I'll have to sprint. Stun you. Take your dodge away. Kill you. Up. Yes! Ah, that was fun. Glorious. Dead. All 3. Perfect. Oh, what was that? That was an oddity item. Skull-shaped mark is what that was. Take their intestines. And we will go fishing here. Last time, this was the place at which I got a ghost fish from. So happy to actually have that before I went into Deep Caverns, just because it completed the quest. I had never completed that quest before, so I was unsure what we would get from it. Now I'm going to fish in here for a bit, everyone, because I'm hoping we will get a shrimp from this location. Right, so instead of recording all day on a Saturday, now I might record 1 episode of Underrail. And then I'm playing Vermintide 2 with my friends, I'm playing some games with my family, or I'm chatting with people on Steam. And so it's as if speaking of chatting, it's as if I am hanging out with my friends more often, because I kinda am, although it's no longer in person. This week itself, yesterday, was April 13th, 2020, and we had what was effectively a hurricane affect New Jersey. We had a windstorm blow up from the south, which doesn't happen it's happening a lot more often recently, but the last time we had one of those, there was it was called a derecho, or straight windstorm. And we had this back in 2008? No, 2012. And it was terrifying. My house has a absolutely gorgeous willow oak in the yard. absolutely beautiful. She's been here since before I've been alive, and if I don't cut her down, she'll be here long after I'm dead. But whenever I get a powerful windstorm that I know is going to affect this area, I flee my house in terror. Because the last windstorm we had gotten, I had seen the results of it. There used to be another giant willow oak, just like mine, on the other side of the block. And that windstorm ripped that tree out of the ground. It uprooted it. The root system, because of how powerful the winds were and the roots, it tore up like half the road that the tree was in, and it just toppled it so easily. This tree is positioned in such a way that there's no way to trim it to save my house. The entire thing must be cut down if I want to have it not destroy my home. And it's such a hard decision, everyone. So at work this past this Monday. So first off, yes, we work will allow us to go in. Where I work will allow me to go in, but I have to get permission first to do so. And my boss allowed me to do so. Made some calls, and where I work is significantly safer than my house. It's a very large structure, and it can withstand a windstorm probably extremely easily compared to my little home. In particular, what amounts to a 3 to 4 story willow oak is not going to smash it into smithereens, because the structure itself is like 5 or 6 stories tall, made of concrete and steel. And so whenever we have a storm in the summer, I make sure to go to work to avoid being in my house, because this way, if the tree falls, I'm not at the home. I don't have to worry about it killing me or demolishing my home with me in it, and possibly injuring me or crippling me or doing God knows what to me. And we are back here, everyone, because I'm going to drop these fish off as well. Yeah, we really should. And then we'll go down to the Lotaeri. Actually, no, we'll hang around in North Underrail. Maybe we'll go visit the Protectorate, and then we'll call it an episode. Let's go back to our home. So also, as you can see, we didn't get a shrimp, sorry. So I'm going to look up where shrimp can be gathered from. So back to Windstorm. So anyway, yes, so I flee my home whenever we get any sort of storms coming in. The pandemic has made it more difficult because I wasn't sure if I'd be allowed to go into work. And because of the pandemic, there's no other place I could get to avoid the storm. I couldn't, take off of work and go to a mall. The mall's closed. I guess I could wait outside the mall for, the entire day. It took 12 hours for the storm to pass. I could do that, but I prefer to be inside if I could. In any case, thankfully I was allowed to do so. I then packed, as I often do, things that I want to keep. And, I want to be in my house. I do want to be in my house. I packed things I wanted to keep into the car. It took an hour to do. And in the morning, packed the computers up and left for work. When I got back yesterday, everything was taken out of the car, put back in the house, then took about an hour. And then I relaxed for the rest of the day. But that, I wasn't recording anything because everything was unpacked and unplugged for 2 days. It's just, that tree, I love it. It's so beautiful. And so many birds and insects and other creatures love being in the tree. And it's their home, and it's been here forever. And it provides so much shade for my house during the summer as well. It's gorgeous in the winter, and it gives me an excuse to go out and get lots of exercise because of all the leaves that it drops all over the place as well. But, oh, I might have to... I'm probably gonna cut her down this year. And honestly, it should be before the end of next month, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh, it's so... When I got home yesterday and I saw her standing there like a real soldier, really happy, she survived, didn't even lose a single limb. And here I am looking up at her like, oh man, I'm gonna have to just kill you. And get the root, and get everything ground up as well. Oh. It's like the book The Giving Tree. What a terrible book that is. Oh my god. Guess we'll talk about that really quick. I remember when I was little, I read the Giving Tree, and I always thought it was a touching story about how you should be willing to give all for the people that you love. But when I read that book like a few years ago, it's one of my mom's favorite books because that's how she thought about it. I remember the takeaway I got was completely different. It was oh my god, these horrible people are taking advantage of you, and you just don't realize it until you've given everything, and they don't care about how much they took from you. God. What a miserable, not miserable, it's, I think, probably a lot more realistic than I would like it to be, story. Ugh. Okay, that's enough about that. Let's go visit the Protectorate. And also, everything in the Black Sea will wait for us to get back there. No time will pass or anything of that sort while we're busy doing this sort of thing. Upper Underrail. We are back. It's been a while since I've been up here. I think I tried to gain a single level. Why did I do that? So I could do a battle of some sort. I think I killed some lunatics that were up here. Ah, customer. What can I do for you this time? I feel hungry. Let me see what you have. Ah, she is the best. First, I want that. We'll take some more steaks off of you. Thank you, Zilla. Now, the Protectorate are off in this direction, and we will take this excuse to go and explore some of these passageways on our way. Yeah, that tree. I think I've talked about fleeing my house for summer storms because of that tree in the past. Well, it didn't help that earlier this year, back in January, February, we had such a windstorm. It wasn't an all-day one, but we had some serious winds, and I was taking a leak, looking out my bathroom window, which overlooks my neighbor's yard, and oh crap, bandits! Charge! Wow. Just you, huh? Oh, you will regret that, sir. What did you have? Decent pistol. Garbage armor, some bullets. We don't even need MK3 grenades anymore, do we, everyone? We're using MK5s now. I think those are the best ones we could possibly make. We should break down that crap. Okay, so cycle on. I know, only 55 parts, but I'd rather, scrap, but I'd much rather have that scrap than look around that armor. because we no longer really need the money. There's only a handful of things left for us to purchase. There's things for our house. There might be one more thing of super steel we want, but generally, and I guess, well, I guess technically there's things for our jet ski we could probably purchase as well. Okay, and we'll use this. The pistol's worth a little more. So the icky blackness has to be gone. We must explore at least all of that. Oh, a barrel, hello. Oh, nothing in here. What else has been happening? You'll notice that a few things I stopped uploading. The Witcher stopped, Witcher 3. Mostly because I wanted to focus on the handful of games I am also uploading at the moment. So that would be Children of Morta, which I still have 6 more episodes to upload. In fact, I'll probably try to finish that game. I think I'm close to the end. And Disco Elysium, which is I'm also very close to the end. This game, I'm about, I think I'm 2/3 done with the game. And for The Witcher 3, I have no clue how far away I am from beating that one. I guess I'm nowhere near done with that game, if I had to guess. And we have made it, everyone, to Fort Apogee. I can hear the driller from here. I think we have to go this way to get there as well. Next room, ladies' room. The guard gestures you to stop. Hold it right there, citizen. You're about to enter Underrail Protectorate territory. Admittance is not allowed without proper clearance. Therefore, I must ask you to state your business here. My name is Gabriel, and I was sent here by Ambassador Athanas in order to speak to Consul Oliver. I would need to confirm that. Gabriel, is that what you said? Correct. Very well. Please wait here. I'll be with you shortly, citizen. True to his words, the guard returns quickly. You are allowed entry, sir. I must ask you to holster all visible weapons, grenades, and otherwise potentially dangerous equipment before you enter the consulate. Failure to do so will be interpreted as a sign of hostility and will be dealt with accordingly and swiftly. Keep that in mind. To get to the consulate, you need to head straight forward. Then, left into the main hall, take the northern set of stairs, and afterward, take the second door on the right to get to the consul's office. Do not deviate from my directions. You are not allowed entry into any other section of the base. I hope I made everything clear. You may proceed. That is a Protectorate Dreadnought. The drill is very powerful. The minigun is absolutely devastating. You do not want to be on the receiving end of that thing. With the incredible power of zoning, Garrett was able to kill, I think, 2 of them. At the very least, I killed 1 of them. Is this where we go? No, this way. Do we get the Protectorate music here? Yes! Yes, we do. This is the only reason why I would actually have considered joining the Protectorate, because of this amazing music that they have. Before the music for the Grey Army base, this was the only music that had the boots marching in it. It was amazing. So, I've never stepped foot in here, ever. I have not done any quests for the Protectorate. I do not know what they are like. I'm assuming that, we will get, well, obviously, we're going to get their perspective on their forces and what have you. I don't think, is that it? Second door on the right. This must be it. Fraser. Hey, who are you? Actually, it doesn't matter anyway. Ways you away. Okay, so this is not where we're supposed to be. Welcome to Fort Apogee, citizen. Oh my god. I had considered so I destroyed all the forces outside Fort Apogee with Garrett. I considered walking in here and killing everyone. This would have been a nightmare. I would have needed MK3 grenades, lots of all the drugs I could possibly have wanted. There's at least 2 dreadnoughts, all the gunners. If I had clustered everyone, a flashbang might have dealt with most of these. United Stations flag, Protectorate flag. Oh, look at the swords underneath of it. I've never seen that before. Stop. You don't have permission to enter this area. The consulate is in the opposite way. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Is it past this? I don't think it's... Is it past the troops? I guess it is. Northern stairs. They did say northern stairs, so those were stairs to the north. Second door. Take the door behind me. The consul is expecting you. Welcome to Fort Apogee, citizen. The consul is looking at his mobile computer as you step into his office. He says something into it before placing it aside and rising to greet you. Even though certain facial features give away his age, which you suspect is around 45 years, his athletic physique and energetic handshake projects an image of someone much younger than that. He shakes your hand, smiles with a white smile almost identical to the one you saw on Ambassador Athanas, and speaks. Welcome to United Stations Consulate, Gabriel. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Consul Oliver. So, it is mutual. Make yourself comfortable, Gabriel. It must have been a long journey from Junkyard to here. Fort Apogee is most certainly not in the neighborhood, I can tell you that. You're right, Gabriel, it is not. We're separated from the lower region by Core City, and you know what the situation is like there, I'm certain. Shall we get down to business? The ambassador informed me that he told you about why you're here, or better yet, what you will be doing here if you choose to join the Protectorate. Since you've made such a long journey here, I have no doubts you'll soon become one of us, so to speak. However, you'll decide that upon discussing it with the Colonel. Now, do you have any additional questions before we move on to the next phase? Did you understand everything so far? Why did Ambassador Athanas send me to you and not directly to the commanding officer of Fort Apogee? The reason for that is simple, Gabriel. You'll have a dual purpose here. Let's call it like that. On one side, you are a member of Southgate Station, our trading partner, and hopefully one day a full member. We already cooperate with Miss Vera Hale, but on a limited scale. With you here, we are building a closer diplomatic connection with Southgate Station, and that is why it's desirable for the two of us to get to know each other well. Also, we're taking a slight detour when it comes to you becoming a member of the armed forces. This is usually not the way the willing join under a protectorate ranks, am I right? Don't worry, we've already convinced the Colonel. I'm sure he'll see your qualities quickly, which brings us to the other part of that, dual purpose I was telling you about. But I'd better leave that part to the good Colonel to explain. He's certainly better suited for it than I am. The ambassador also told me I was performing important tasks for the Protectorate. Can you tell me more about that? That question is more suited for the Colonel. Please excuse me, Colonel Cathcart, who will quite soon become your superior officer. Still, know that everything you do will be for the ultimate betterment of the region. Most military operations here relate to fighting bandits or the dreadful free drones. Again, all for the betterment of citizenry and the region. You will, as I was told, be tasked with performing things of greater importance. I'm good. Can we move on? Excellent. It's important. Everything should be clear. Now we can proceed. The next step should be meeting the Colonel. Now, I've already talked to him about the train, free drones, the political situation, etc. Just so you know that he's familiar with the details. You should see him now. His office is right next to mine. After you're done with him, please come see me once you have the time. I have something I wish to discuss with you. That is that, Gabriel. Talk to the Colonel, and we'll see each other later. Au revoir. Au revoir. Oh, I love the Underrail subway station map right there. That's incredible. Yes, says the man behind the table with a heavy, booming voice. He is an older gentleman of high rank, and as his general appearance suggests, you notice him squinting at you. And you observe his eyes working hard to keep you in focus and the image clear. His eyesight must not be as precise as it once probably was. Still, other than that, he seems to be in good shape for a man of his age. I talked to Consul Oliver, and he told me to see you. Ah, so that part is done. Good. Very good. And now allow me to properly introduce myself. I am Colonel Frederick Cathart, Base Commander of Fort Apogee, the headquarters of Underrail Protectorate military operations in South Underrail. Your name is known to me already, Gabriel. I have heard a lot about you so far, and I've yet to confirm if all that is indeed true. Care for a cup of mushroom tea? Yes, I would like a cup of tea, thank you. That's what I'd like to hear, Gabriel. He lifts the phone from the base and presses a few buttons. Miss Trey, would you be so kind as to order 2 cups of mushroom tea for me and my guest? Excellent. In my office, right. Good. He hangs up. He leans back into his chair. Now we wait. Where were we? Yes. From what I understand, you want to join the Protectorate's forces. Why is that, Gabriel? What is your take on this hell we live in? Out of all these different factions you could choose from, why Underrail Protectorate? So, this is not true. This is not true. We don't really need safety. We can handle ourselves. I'm pretty sure Gabriel Angelos wouldn't need that. This doesn't seem right. This seems like the good, honest answer for Gabriel. I see the Protectorate as a future of Underrail. I believe unifying the stations under a single rule is the proper way to make Underrail safe and prosperous. Correct. What you said is true, Gabriel. Just let me tell you one thing, because I have a feeling there could be some misunderstanding. It is true, we want the world to be unified, safe, and, as you put it, prosperous. But if you have any dreams of it being done in a completely diplomatic way, you are wrong. The reason Protectorate exists is so that those who cannot be reasoned with can be stopped from undoing what we're building here. Like those free drones. They are anarchists. Do you know what anarchism is? Chaos. Complete chaos. You can't negotiate with that. So in that very extreme case, we need to act appropriately. We are not savages, we don't abuse our power. But when diplomacy can't be applied, force must be. The woman you saw out front enters the office. Colonel smiles. Miss Trey, how lovely. One is for Mr. Gabriel, and one for me. Thank you. She puts the cups down and leaves the office. Well, now that tea is here, how about I explain to you your duties here and all the other necessities? He takes a sip. Good, good. Nice and hot. So listen up. Gabriel, you will, should you choose so, become a member of the Underrail Protectorate. You will not be a part of any existing force. Your role will be a bit more specialized. I will be your commanding officer, and you will answer directly to me and me only. My word is law here. Remember that. So, does that sound acceptable to you? Will you join the Protectorate? It is acceptable. I am ready to join. Very good. Very good. You will refer to me as Sir, and according to proper military etiquette, a junior officer always salutes his superior first. I suggest you familiarize yourself with proper military etiquette, because from now on, I will accept no excuses. Am I clear so far? Yes, sir. That is what I like to hear. For your assistance in the recovery of the captured train, and for dedication to Protectorate, you are promoted to the rank of Corporal. And with that, you are allowed nearly full access to Fort Apogee, It's food service, armory, mechanical shop, sleeping and training quarters, and so forth. While we're at it, you are advised to see Staff Sergeant Fraser when you have the time. He's in charge of your payment. You can purchase equipment from him at any time. Do note that you will need United Stations dollars to purchase anything in Fort Apogee. Staff Sergeant can also help you with that. Thank you, sir. Is that all, sir? Thank me by showing your dedication to Protectorate and the United Stations. We're far from over, Corporal. It just so happens I have a mission for you. Let's see what you're made of, Corporal. I'm ready to start my first briefing, sir. That's what I like to hear, Corporal. Listen up. For your first mission, I'm sending you to Ipani Lab, currently under Protectorate control. It's here in Upper Underrail, to the west of Fort Apogee. Ipani Lab. A relic from the times of Biocorp, Corporal, abandoned a long time ago. What you need to know is that it's now under Protectorate control, and it is a strategic location of extreme importance. So I was contacted by Captain Blackwell, the commanding officer there, and he informed me his patrols reported several strange sightings in the vicinity of Ipani Lab. You were to report to the captain and assist him with his little problem. Once you are finished with him, report back to me. Am I clear so far? Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir. Good. That's what I like to hear. Anything else you want to know before you head there? Sir. Salute and leave. I feel like grr. Okay, everyone. We can play for over an hour. I think we'll stop here. Thank you guys for watching. And when we come back, well, I guess we'll explore a little bit more of the Protectorate base, but then we will go to the Ipani Lab. I believe it's here. Or here, if I recall correctly. And we'll explore more Upper Underrail as well. I will see you guys then, and thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone.